In this video, we will be covering every Total Drama winner of their season and who should have won that season. Keep in mind, everything is only my opinion, and as I go through this, please feel free to leave comments below detailing your opinions and how you feel about the situation. Alright, let's get it. So, for Total Drama Island, by the way, I should say all around spoilers, Owen and Gwen are the winners, specifically Owen. Now, I think they casted two very, very good winners, and it would be basically perfect if it was Gwen who was the canon winner. And so because of that, it would be a little bit hard to beat one of their like winning narrative stories. Lindsay, due to siding with Heather most of this season, I don't think it would be like a good bet to say she'd be a better winner than one of these two, because in Total Drama Island, I just don't think that's the case. Heather, it'd be very cheesy and very actually disappointing if she won the very first season. Duncan was a bully the entire time. Harold, though I don't think he should have got out how he did, the placement he should have gotten and his ending, I don't think would be good enough to be a winner. Realistically, there's only 3 people here that have a chance at being a better winner than these two, and that is DJ, Jeff, and Lashana. Jeff, out of the 3, is the only one who kind of got fairly eliminated. His competitors saw him for the threat he was. However, I think if you were to replace him with Owen, this picture right here also would not be bad, especially since that would leave room for a different winner in RR. DJ, you got out due to them like pulling the rules, deciding what happened spontaneously on a whim, no sim points, and you were extremely nice to everyone for the most part. No one really had an issue with you. However, due to you being the nicest one here and the most, like, bluntly to put it, you were the obvious hero of the season, the writers were like, okay, we need at least one person who don't get in confrontations, they're always nice, always caring no matter what. We need at least one, and that was DJ's character, so it would be a little corny if he was one of the winners. Now, Lashana, point blank period, she was going to win the season if it wasn't for the final 5, so I am gonna put her up there. She had every reason, rhyme, and right to win the season 1 Total Drama Island, and if you move Gwen aside and you put here like her next to Owen, that is fire right there. I am gonna go ahead and drop DJ, but I am gonna put Jeff up here because I think I would prefer him over Owen in all factuality. Who do y'all think should have won? Alright, so for Total Drama Action, as controversial as it is, the winners are indeed Beth and Duncan, and I'm pretty sure the canon winner is Beth, which once again, controversial as it is, I think this season have a lot more opinions on who the winner should be, and it's a lot more speculated than any of the other seasons. Even All-Stars, the most speculated is like the writing and the cast itself, not how the winners work. Because from a doo-doo season, you expect doo-doo winners, so no one was surprised or arguing against that. Owen, Gwen, immediately once you guys are canon winners, it's probably not best to have y'all win again. Heather, I think all of your glory should definitely like stand for World Tour. Gotta save that impact for later. Trent, you went to Little Bonkers. Justin, I really liked you in this season, but I don't think you should have won per se, maybe 3rd. So realistically, it comes down to like these 6 here. And by 6, I mean 5, because Jeff, there's no reason for you to have a whole bunch of screen time and narrative in season 2 when you just had it in 1. DJ, the fact that you and Chef cheated, I think they could have used that a lot more wisely, and if you were to actually win off of that, I think it would have been huge and amazing and hilarious. And the alt winning could literally be you telling the truth, like, I didn't win fair and square, it actually belongs to, you know, whoever the runner-up is, and they're the winner. Or in his winning, he just like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna buy mama the house she wanted, and then he just doesn't care because he's a millionaire. Alright, Lashana, I know definitely you should have won season 1, but season 2, you did have a little bit of a derailment, but you were trying so hard to pull alliances together, and I think if we were to potentially see you as a winner in this season, it wouldn't be that bad, especially with the moves you did. Now, Harold, he is obviously one of the 2 obvious people who should have won this season, especially if they planned Duncan to be the winner all this time along anyway. It could have been Harold and Duncan this season, and then Heather and Lindsay in World Tour. You know how fire that would be? But Lindsay doesn't need to win World Tour, because honestly, in my head, sometimes as a placeholder, I just put her here as the winner. Like, I just kick Beth to the curb sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, action, that Duncan and Lindsay won that, right? Like, every time, that's immediately where my brain goes to. Definitely a should have been winner. And if she was gonna accidentally vote anyone, it should have been Beth. That would have been like the biggest plot. Like, oh no, I accidentally voted you. It's okay. We can still be friends afterward. And then she wins the million. Like, come on, bro. Courtney, for a second, I thought you might have been like a good winner, but you got in due to a lawsuit. If you don't get out of here, if you or your loved ones have suffered from mesothelioma, like, bro, what are you even talking about? Get out of here. And you know what? Yeah, this is probably the opinion right here. Like, they should have for sure won. All right, so for World Tour, this is gonna be very stiff competition because it is extremely hard to outdo the riding that this season had. They were cooking this season. The winners, even though I'm not even a big fan of Alejandro, I think it would be hard to replace him as a finalist due to the impact he had. And I think in order for him to be taken as serious as he was by the audience, he had to get as many bodies as he did, because he got a lot of people out single-handedly. Right off the bat, I want to say, Sierra, you are super weird. You are a lot weirder than I remembered when I rewatched World Tour. Like, you gotta be knocking on every neighbor's door to let them know you're in the neighborhood. That's how weird you are. You gotta get off my screen. Duncan, you quit. There's no reason to even contemplate you. DJ, in my world, your entire story and how you got out would have played out a lot differently, but at the same time, I don't think you're winner potential. And low-key, it really comes down to Cody and Izzy. Like, I don't know why I'm playing. And this is really for two reasons, because I think if Cody was able to single-handedly beat Alejandro to verse Heather, there would be so many people rooting for Heather because she's obviously girl boss and whatnot, but at the same time, Cody just beat Alejandro. And if he can take down Alejandro, imagine the uproar when he beats Heather. Like, he has to take down two behemoths to get to that winner spot, and I definitely think that is a status that Cody may have potentially deserved as character. Now, Izzy. In order for Izzy to get there, that means she would have beat Heather and Sierra, and to see an Izzy versus Alejandro, that fight in itself is almost as good as Heather, and I think Izzy was super wasted in this season. And I ain't talking Grand Theft Auto, I ain't talking booze. I'm talking about as soon as she got eliminated, she should have came back and was like, yeah, I pretended to be smart so I could gain surveillance on the show to see like future challenges and stuff. And I'm not gonna tell y'all anything, mainly because I signed an NDA, but also because I don't want to. And that would have been some fire plot like on me. You know what? While I'm here, let me go ahead and do Revenge of the Island and All Stars, because this kind of like controversial picks. Lightning and Cameron. All right, so when I watched this season, never in my mind did I expect either of them to be the winner. I mean, kind of at the final couple episodes, I was like, no way Cameron wins. Like, I was kind of expecting him and starting to think he might. I never expected Lightning to win though. And out of everyone here, the only one that I'm questioning a lot is Dawn, because I want to put her up here as like a potential should have won, but at the same time, I really don't know about that, because the way she would win is very strictly through a justice system or just being nice. And that gameplay in itself, along with the fact, like, I think they got rid of her so Zoe could shine as being the nice girl. Because if Dawn was still here, Zoe would have most likely died in the background. Because before Dawn got eliminated, be honest, what do you remember about Zoe before Dawn got eliminated? You only remember her the episodes after Dawn was eliminated. So just to completely throw it out there, I am super biased. Anne Maria. I love Anne Maria. She should have never gotten eliminated how she did with Brick. And Brick is another person who I'm kind of teeter-tottering on should he have won, but he's like the ultimate moralist. That's a little bit lame, and it's kind of the oxymoron to Scott, where if he won, it also would have been a little bit on the nose, which is why I have Joe as a placeholder. I think if Joe would have won instead of Lightning, that would have been fire. That would have been amazing. And it would have been very well earned and deserved. I think Joe needed that way more than Lightning did, and I don't know why they didn't just put Joe here instead. But hey, that's just my opinion, apparently. Honestly, looking at this is so horrendous. Why is he here? Why is he here? Why is she here? Why is she here? Why is she here? And why is he here? Honestly, this is gross. So many fumbles. And like, what? How is Lashana not an all-star? How is Harold? How is Brick? Owen, how are they not all-stars? Like, come on, bro. We did not need, like, I understand you wanted to give these one-time appearances more chances to shine, but what about Eva? Like, Eva could have been here. Sierra's not an all-star, bro. She literally wanted Cody Dingling so bad. She was having hallucinations and mirages about Cameron. Horrible. And the winners, oh my god, bro. Stop it. Keep yourself safe, bro. Everything about this season. Trash! Trash! No, 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 no. So honestly, it comes down to these four, and I know you might be raising an eyebrow to Heather, but out of any total drama contestant, if anyone were to win twice, it would either be Gwen or Heather. And Gwen, no offense, you don't deserve to win an all-star season. Heather, I definitely could see you winning for a second time, but Courtney, in all fairness, this should have been your season. Out of any season that Courtney would be proud to win, it would be all-stars, and I think she really should have. And, you know, Scott, you made it way too far again, and you did such a great job your first time, such a great job your second time, and they snuffed you, they smuffed you, and honestly, you should have been one of the winners standing there. All right, and there we have it. Those who should have won versus those who did win. I'll make a part 2 about this where I do the other seasons and how they should have won as well, and my opinions on it and whatnot, and maybe I'll make like a quick little video about what if they versed each other or something like that. All right, thank you very much for watching this. Let me know your opinions down in the comments, and I dare you to have a good day.